It's all for the plot.
Welcome back to the For the Plot podcast. We are your hosts. I am Manny Rodriguez.
And it's your boy, Love Teddy. And it is the Halloween episode.
It's spooky season.
Big spook season.
Boo, bitch.
Okay.
Sorry.
Damn.
It felt right.
Come in hard.
It felt right.
If you didn't know, I am Shane Flacco from The Replacements, greatest football movie ever.
That's a solid movie.
You know,
Keanu
Reeves, legend.
Kills it.
Can't be mad about being a Keanu Reeves player. So
you guys know who I am.
Favorite person in the world for Manny. His idol, his hero, Django. Looking very
Freeze.
Yeah, you got him, buddy.
The D is silent.
Yeah, you got him.
Yeah, I am Django from Django Unchained, the best movie probably ever created.
Little square.
Greatest love story ever filmed. But yeah,
that is not a love story.
Yeah, it is.
That is not a love story.
Yeah, it is.
Django is not a love story.
The whole thing is he's trying to get his freedom so he can go back and find his slave wife and save her from being a slave. That's love. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But yeah, we wanted to be a little festive. Did we introduce Harry already?
No, we did not. This is Harry Plotter.
He's our new mascot.
For the plot.
Yeah, he'll probably be here every episode now. We'll probably decorate him.
Swag him out.
Throughout the holidays.
Trip him out. Or if y'all want to swag him out, send some gear.
Yeah, send something. I kind of want to get him one of those mechanic shirts that says Harry on it.
That'd be hard.
That's pretty sick.
That'd be tough.
Maybe we can get one on Amazon. But yeah. Happy Halloween if you're watching. We plan to drop this for Halloween. And we plan to talk about all things spooky today. So if you're not into that, you better keep listening anyways. But on that note, we want to say please continue to like, share, subscribe. Please tune into the YouTube, audio podcast, TikTok. You can find all our links on our Instagram page at the number fortheplot.pod on Instagram. We have our link tree there. You can find everything there. So thank you guys for your support. Once again, if you open up your audio podcast, at the top of the description of the episode, there will be a hyperlink that says fan mail. If you click on that, you can interact with us and send us fan mail.
Send us
questions, discussions, or just make comments about things you found funny in the episode, what you liked. But yeah, it's pretty much just a think box. Tell us what you think. And before we get started, per usual, we'll go through updates. You probably heard in the last episode if you listened to this before, but Teddy's got a show coming up.
Yeah.
Pretty big show and some music dropping soon. Yeah. He's just got some cover art that just dropped, or he just got in his mailbox.
Yeah, I just got the cover art for...
If you want to take it away, let him know.
Yeah, man. Like you said, we are going live with Waka Flocka in Aurora, Illinois, November 9th at the Piazza. It's a pretty big deal. It's the closest show that I've done with Waka Flocka near my hometown of Plainfield, Illinois. So I would love to have you guys out there. We're going to play some old music, some new music. And if you follow me on socials, you saw that I decided that I'm going to be dropping a project in the winter time. So getting that started, got the songs written. Now we just got to record them. So I'm excited. Good time to
So you're all the way ready to go. You just got to lay down the tracks.
Yeah, I'm already ready to go. It's all written. We just got to record.
And you know what he's going to do that at? Right here at our home base, Cinnamon Sound Studios. Shout out Cinnamon Sound Studios for recording us again. Shout out Rest Production for getting all our visuals.
Big JV.
Shout out Rest Production for getting our visual content together. Anything you see clipped up, shot, pictures, all that, thumbnails, all Rest Production. So if you guys are looking for somewhere dope to record, whether it's audio or visuals, you guys know where to look for them. That's our team. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
So we'll get right into it. Spooky season, baby.
Yeah, I got to hear about this Louisville purge that you're about to talk about.
We wanted to talk about different things that maybe happened to us or around us, things we know, and things that are happening in our local communities that revolve around haunting, scariness, scary stories, things like that, because what better time to talk about that than Halloween? So I wanted to kick it off with something that happened to me during college. I believe I looked it up, it's actually still on Twitter. August of 2014, I was probably like a junior in college. I was living off campus, and this is back when Twitter was like king of social media still. Yeah. Everyone's on Twitter. Everyone had Twitters. I mean, you would chop it up back and forth on Twitter, and we used to get live, and it used to get wild on Twitter. And I went to undergrad in Louisville, Kentucky, and out of nowhere, there started being this buzz on campus about this organized and planned purge, just like the movie Purge, The Purge. And if you haven't seen the movie The Purge, the concept of the movie is in this town or city or country, whatever it is, in the setting of the movie, once a year for 1 hour, they have what they call as a purge, which all crime is welcome and it's legal crime. So it's either an hour or a day. I want to say it's a day.
Y'all were bored.
Yeah, I wasn't me, bro. I wasn't bored. I'm not bored. Y'all bored.
Were bored as fuck.
So yeah. Anyways, in the movie, the crime is legal for a certain period of time, whether it's 8 hours or half a day, whatever it is, and all hell breaks loose essentially, and everyone's just trying to survive.
People also die.
Yeah, people die. Movie. I mean, it's any crime is legal. So like you can imagine anything under the sun is going down. So
what are we doing, Bellarmine?
Somehow someone got a little purge organized for middle of August in 2014, and it went viral and it like spread like wildfire. And I went to the small little private school, so the fact that we were hearing about it meant that it was being talked about everywhere. So leading up to it, we're like, whatever. No one's
so Louisville University started, and you heard it.
I don't know if it started at Louisville University or some teenager started. Whatever happened, the whole city was talking about it. Like it was on the news. There was a whole news segment about it.
What were the tasks that needed to be done?
So there wasn't. It was someone created a flyer, and we'll post it on our story. I'll send it to you. I found it on Twitter because I literally went on Twitter search bar and searched Louisville Purge earlier today, and you can find all the tweets again, and everyone was losing their mind. And someone created like a Facebook page, and they used the Purge image of like the dudes with the mask, like the politician mask, and it says Louisville Purge, and had a date and time, and it was just circling on all social media. So like, long story short, the purge shows up, right? And like the day of, we're all like, no one's really gonna purge, right? And everyone's like, no. And then as the day gets like closer to nighttime, everyone's like, all right, like, do we stay inside or what should we do? And then so what started trending.
So this page was like saying like they're gonna like
no, it just turned into a social media outrage. Like everyone was talking about it. So
were they like saying like they're gonna like unalive you or like what was being posted on the page? It
never got to a point where people were like, I mean, some people were saying stupid shit like teenagers, but it never got to a point where people were like, we're going to be killing everybody. They were just like, be prepared. Like everything from this time period, I think it was like 7 to 11 or 11 to 6 a.m. People were like, we're just going to do whatever. Don't be outside type stuff. And like hyping it up like, we're going to purge. So you don't know what that means. So you're like, should I stay inside? So then two other Twitter profiles that were going big was one called Louisville Scanner, where they would live tweet. It's like the police scanner. They would live tweet things that were happening, so you could see like days before that, just petty crimes.
Y'all get active in Louisville like that?
There was this day.
That's crazy.
So then they were tweeting stuff because they heard about it. So like all the Louisville Purge active updates will be on here, and then they had an actual radio scanner broadcast, so you could listen in. And you could hear calls in, you could hear the dispatches and all kinds of stuff. And bro, when I tell you, when 6 o'clock hit, people started purging, bro.
Like, what does purging mean?
Just doing stuff. People were like smashing car windows. People were like breaking into places. It like they actually purged. Like they actually.
Were these like grown men or were these like?
It was like
students?
Teenagers, all kinds of people. And then in the middle of the night when it was like drunk, people were just doing stupid stuff like because they knew it would trend. And people were live tweeting. And on the scanner, there was crime did pick up right when this purge happened.
Louisville's
no one got killed.
Virginia
I think some people got beat up. Torches. But like you can type in Louisville Purge on Twitter, and the purge actually happened. And then one kind of like myth. I've never solved it or if it actually happened, but one thing that trended really fast was there's a Louisville Zoo, and apparently someone freed a giraffe, and the giraffe was out. And we never found out if it happened or not. But it was on there. When I looked it up today, that was one of the top tweets again,
bro. That can't be real.
It was still on there. Like, so I remember that, but I don't think that happened because we would have saw the news. But like that was one of the lies going on, and then you couldn't tell what was lies. They said that somebody freed a giraffe from the zoo. Like, so that's how crazy it got. It literally got bigger than life. Like,
just so y'all know we real.
Yeah,
we let the giraffe go.
The purge like legit happened. Nothing too crazy, but a lot of stuff really ramped up. You can watch it on Louisville Scanner. You could hear it on the police page and all kinds of stuff. Like people were really purging. It was crazy, dude.
What?
Yeah, and all we had was Twitter to figure out what was going on. We're like, yeah, we'll just stay in the house this time. But yeah, it was crazy.
I didn't know y'all get active in Louisville like that.
So y'all never did anything like that?
Not out here. No, I mean the closest thing was when COVID happened, and then all the kids in Naperville wanted to fuck up Naperville, downtown.
I do
Naperville.
remember that.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have Yik Yak?
Dude, for college?
For college? You remember that shit?
We had Yik Yak.
Do you know what Yik Yak is, JV?
Yik
Yak was like this, an anonymous messenger, right?
Yeah, it was like, you know how like girls like go on Instagram today and they're like, oh, give me an anonymous question.
You know what it was? You know how there's a bar stool for every college campus now?
Yeah,
and they'll post everything that happens on the campus.
But you could post whatever you want. It wasn't like whoever worked for Barstool can post whatever you want. No,
it was like a message board.
So like when you were in college, like your whole college campus was like in the area. You could see everybody in the area.
So that's what it was. So it was like a radius,
area.
so you could see what's talking about it. So if something started popping off on your campus, your school, everyone be on there, so it would be in that general vicinity.
So like somebody would post, be like, oh, like Kathy Bell is so hot, and then like you could like upvote it,
or talk,
like,
or you could say something like you're like she sucks, and then everybody's like she sucks, and then all of a sudden you're like everyone on campus hates this one person, or somebody got caught like scheming at a party or something, and they didn't want to tell their boyfriend, or like someone they didn't want to snitch on their friend. So they would just snitch on Yik Yak, and then people would be like, "Yo, you see Yik Yak
like,
right
Joe
now?
Johnson cheated on Sarah at this party," and then like people like upvote it.
Everybody's talking about it.
So if you upvote it, like people are like, "Yeah, that shit's true."
Yeah,
like,
so that's how people were getting caught up. Dude, Yik Yak was insane.
Yik Yak was nuts.
But yeah, that was the purge.
Damn.
I don't
during that time, huh?
Yeah, I have no idea how it happened. And this is when social media was
so you were looking at Yik Yak and
Yik Yak was going crazy. Twitter was going crazy. And it was just like the whole city, man.
So people were just reporting. Like, what was the craziest thing you saw on there?
Probably the giraffe. But then there was like, you didn't know what was true too. So there was that's what made it like crazier, because you're like, is it really getting this wild?
Did you hear people like breaking cars?
You could hear that the Louisville Scanner was tweeting stuff. Like you could listen to the radio, and a lot of it too was like dispatch going out. So like,
damn,
anonymous tips and stuff like that. So cops getting called.
Louisville, Gotham City, ain't it?
Yeah. So you could hear cops calling out like different crimes that they're reporting to or going out to, dispatching to, but that didn't mean they were actually happening. People were calling in saying stuff too. So a lot of it got convoluted because it was like
just a bunch of confused niggas.
It was just mass chaos for
just a bunch of confused
Yeah, it was
niggas.
insane. And you didn't know. So you're like, and then another thing people did, I remember this is what made it worse. People were walking around with like clown masks and stuff and just doing scary shit, just standing in the dark, like in the middle of alleys where you can kind of see them, just to scare people. So people were like committed to the bit, walking around with like the purge mask, people walking around with scary masks and not doing anything, just being creepy outside. So you're like, I don't want to go near that guy. And people,
did you go outside?
No, we stayed in and we just watched it all night. But then people are reporting this stuff. So then you're watching, hey, yo. I wasn't want to see. Hell no!
You want to see if
I've seen it on Twitter. But yeah, so that was getting anonymous tips too. So like it was mass chaos, and I don't know how they pulled it off, but I don't think they ever found who started the rumor. But it trended and it turned into a real event.
Yeah,
power of social media.
That's
crazy.
That's some shit.
That's some 2014
that
stuff.
You wouldn't see out here because we have laws.
Yeah, I don't know. And Louisville, like for being like a Kentucky city that if you don't know anything about it, seems like some like country.
Anytime I've gone, it's
a normal city. There's like 1 million people there.
Time.
There's 1 million people, so there's a lot of people in this town. It's like a regular Midwest town. It just happens to be in Kentucky, so like it's not some redneck
it
country.
Doesn't feel southern. It doesn't feel as southern as it like.
Once you get past Louisville, Louisville's like right outside of southern Indiana, so you just get into Kentucky. So you're not like in the deep in the backwoods of Kentucky.
When you go out there.
So yeah, it just feels like you're in like Cincinnati or something. But
never been to Cincinnati.
That was a Louisville purge. Went down.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Glad you survived that, buddy.
Yeah. So the next thing we want to kind of talk about is things local to us, things you might not know about, haunted places in areas that we're familiar with. So being that we're at Cinnamon Sound Studio, I thought
this place is not haunted. Don't say that.
No, Sound's not haunted.
I will leave.
It can get real scary in here, though.
Leave.
It can get real scary
in here with these bars, though. But anyway,
but it's not haunted. But I thought we would discuss somewhere haunted in Aurora. It is my hometown. It's where our home base studio is located. So
it's a hotel, in it?
It is.
I knew it.
Well, it used to be a hotel. This is the Leland Tower, which is
Cat. It's always a hotel.
It used to be a hotel. It used to be called the Leland Hotel. It's on the corner of Stolp Ave and Galena Boulevard. Those from Aurora know where that's at downtown, just up the street from Paramount Theater.
No, I do.
Yeah, what's up? The one with the big star. The big star during Christmas. Yeah, it's the biggest building downtown. And here in my notes it says that stands at 21 stories high and is the tallest building in Aurora, and I think that's still true to today. At one point in time, it was the tallest building anywhere in Illinois that was outside of Chicago. So once you left the Chicago city limits, it was the biggest building in the state. It also had what's it here? it also was the spot, and it was built in 1928, if I didn't say that, but it was a spot for several jumping suicides. And after that, strange occurrences, including moaning sounds that come from the elevator, bad odors, and spooky things like that would start to occur. And then after the 20s, it went from a hotel, and it's now a apartment complex. So a lot of people still live there, and they're still kind of reporting these crazy events. It is also home to a ghost girl that lives on the 15th floor who likes to giggle and play hide and seek. It is said that you can hear her laugh and then run off to go hide, which leaves a cold gust of air that hits you as she darts off.
This is so basic. This is cap, bro.
Hey, bro.
That's cap.
Think so?
Every hotel has a ghost girl. Every hotel has some girl giggling in a hallway, riding on a tricycle down the hallway.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. But what would you do if you heard all this moaning and crazy stuff on the elevator?
Leave.
It's basic. I thought it was basic.
I'm leaving. Fuck. Yeah, it's not that basic, nigga. You're not gonna be giggling at me. I don't know where your parents are, but they not here.
They shit funny about that.
Yeah, because if you come towards me with any type of demonic giggling,
it's gonna get real scary.
It's gonna get real scary for you, shorty. I'm telling you.
No, there's no way I'm staying in any of that kind of stuff. My sister got married in the Congress Hotel right by where Lala takes place, right across the street.
Yeah, that's haunted. Did not know.
Yeah, apparently it's like one of the most haunted places in Chicago. I was like, why are we staying here, bro? That shit was creepy. Old school hotel vibes.
My college is supposedly haunted. There's a dorm, Ashton.
Hold on.
Oh,
because the next place on here is Millikan University.
Oh, fuck, really?
In Decatur, Illinois.
Go Big Blue.
So I actually tried to find somewhere haunted in Plainfield where Teddy's from.
There's
so boring that there's nothing haunted there.
Shut up.
I think there might have been one, but I didn't know if it was true.
It's right next to my middle school. It was like
Is it a house?
No, it's like a big tower. It used to be like a hotel. It's right across the street from Indian Trail Middle School, if you know where that is. And it's like an abandoned big ass tower. And
so
a lot of people say that's where like a lot of people say that's where like the KKK used to take people.
Well, that could be true. So that one popped up, but from what it said online is that it wasn't haunted, which folklore in your own town, so who knows? So that just should be the town myth or whatever. But they said it's a grain building, and they used to hold grain in there, and then just
Plainfield is literally just all cornfields.
Yeah, it's just literally a big old white building.
Small.
So let's take a
suburban boy.
They did say this though, if you're ever in Plainfield, that building is the only building to survive some like huge tornado back in the day.
Yeah,
because it's cement and it's got rebar in the middle, which is just like metal bars.
There was a tornado that hit Plainfield that took up the high school.
Yeah,
Plainfield
and it said it's the only building that could withstand like a 300-mile-per-hour tornado, which is obviously an intense tornado. So if you're ever in Plainfield, you need somewhere to hide during a tornado, go to that creepy ass building.
Shout out the field. Yeah, but no, my college is actually haunted.
Yeah. So what I have here, and then you can expand on your own.
Yeah.
Is
if I've heard these stories, but yeah, go ahead.
The university is said to be haunted by a number of ghosts.
Facts.
One of them is called Rail Girl, who lingers around the Albert Taylor Theater.
Yeah.
Mostly appearing along a rail in the upper part of the theater.
Used to have class in there. That was fun.
Oh, you were a music major. That's why.
Yep.
So the students of the university are told or are said to have a tradition where they leave her 3 pieces of candy before a show to ensure she doesn't play any pranks to ruin the event.
Yep.
Ashton Hall, which might be what you're referring to.
Yeah, Ashton's where. Yeah.
And the gymnasium are said to be haunted as well as some of the Greek houses.
Yeah.
Probably for other reasons.
Some of the Greek houses are haunted because
because y'all, the freak calls.
The shorties in there need to be stopped. Let me tell you. That's why those are haunted. But, Ashton, hey, I'm just saying. Rush BP1, shorty. That's all I'm saying. But shout out my boys though. Go Blue. But no, Ashton. There was like this girl. She killed herself because
that's a dorm.
Yeah, that's a dorm. And they make the basketball players stay there over winter break. All the sports, all the winter sports.
When everybody's off campus.
Yeah, when everybody's off campus, you have to stay in Ashton. Used to suck.
For real?
Oh, it was so.
Did it seem creepy?
Yeah, because if you were on her floor and because the rumor is she killed herself in a certain room and because her boyfriend went off to war and he died, so she killed herself.
So she was sad.
Yeah, But like the
Don't
people
even
that have like stayed in that room have been like, yeah, I've gotten like scratches, or like I've heard like people knocking on the door, or like
Damn.
and no one's in the hallway at night, and yeah,
You got us up in here.
Yeah, they used to
all
make-
this campus.
yeah.
And you got us with old scary,
that's crazy.
old scary
That's
girl.
crazy, Milliken, that you do that. They literally make you stay there over winter break. But
They
yeah.
said Bill's character.
And then there's a couple ghosts at Milliken.
Yeah, they said multiple places. They said the. So when you were at the theater taking classes, did you hear about that one too?
The rail girl?
Yeah,
The rail girl? Yeah.
So that's like a well known.
So that's like you leave her candy before a show, so it's like you're break a leg. So
Yeah.
she literally will fuck up your show if you don't leave her candy. And we've come back and
Keep
there's
your ass at Milliken. I don't need
some
it.
people say they come back and the candy's gone. Some people say they come back and the candy's not touched, but you just make sure you do it. It's like a tradition, so you have a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so.
So
You ever left her any candy?
I refused to leave candy.
Jesus Christ.
I don't. I told y'all last episode. I don't play with the
I see.
spooky stuff.
So that
I
means
don't play
I
with
see what
that.
you're saying because then you'd be interacting.
Yeah,
with it,
'cause
inviting it.
I believe fully in it. So like I don't play
He
with
said,
it.
"No, I'm cool.
Nah.
Someone else will do it."
I don't want to be around it. I'm okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The last one I had here was Munger Road. So this one takes place in Wayne, Illinois.
Yeah.
Which Wayne, Illinois. I don't even know if it's considered.
Is that by Indiana?
No. So this is actually, I don't know if it's a town, a village, or it's small. So it's literally just north of St. Charles. So
What? Did not know that.
like I don't know if it's still Kirk Road, but Kirk
So
Road
it's
that
by
goes
me.
past like Fermilab and
So it's by me. I'm not trying to say where I live, but
yeah,
it's by
no,
me.
it's going out that way.
Yeah.
So it's going north. Yeah, so it's right past like St. Charles East High School.
Oh, okay.
So past the mall and stuff. But the reason I know about this one is actually this kid that I went to high school with. He was from Wayne, Illinois, and he told me about this because this actually happened to him. So I looked it up, and what it is Munger Road is a road that's reportedly haunted by screams that come from the railroad tracks. They report flashing lights and phantom trains. So trains that you can hear the sound and stuff. There's nothing even there.
Wait, so they'll like it'd be like a train coming by.
You hear a train coming and
there's nothing.
Yeah,
It's just a
sometimes they'll
ghost
see like
train?
they'll see like the
That's
train
creepy
light and
as
you hear
fuck.
like in the distance to see it and nothing ever comes.
Yeah, that's creepy as fuck.
It says legend says that a train once hit a school bus full of children, killing them on board, and that their ghosts wander all over the area. Another story says that a train derailed and crashed into a house, killing the residents except for an old man and his demon dog, who
What the hell is a demon dog?
I'm guessing
it
it's
was a demon alive.
I know. I guess it's a demon dog.
The
but
dog was a
it sounds
demon
like a demon
alive?
That's a terrible description.
That's terrible.
And it said that they are said to haunt the place to this
What?
day. Devil worshippers, mental hospitals, murderers, and killers.
This is in Wayne, Illinois.
Fake cops are also told about.
Isn't
in these parts.
Michael Myers from Illinois?
Yeah, he's from like
Hayden,
Hawthorne or something like that.
Hayden.
Haddonfield.
Haddonfield. Is
But
that
I
a
don't
real
think it's a
town?
real place. No, I think it's
Damn,
made.
we got an OG. Hey, I'm not saying it was cool what he did.
He's the best
But
one
like,
too.
he's the best
He's the best
one.
one.
He is the best one.
There was also a film made called Munger Road. I think it has something to do with this concept, but police said that the events in the film were not factual.
What?
So going back to the reason I chose
There's a
this,
film about it?
yeah, there's a scary movie called Munger Road now, and it has something to do with that.
When
but
was it made?
I can
Did it
look
tell
it
you?
up. Well, I'll tell you right now.
I didn't mean to make you do it on the spot.
It's all
but,
good.
Yeah.
2011. Hey, I got
I
you.
forgot. My fault, JV.
Sorry, JB. Don't make you do too much.
Yeah, my fault, JV.
But yeah, so what happened with my friend is, I guess the most popular lore around this Munger Road is the children in the school bus. So, and it plays into the train tracks as well. So apparently they did it. No
Did
one
that actually
knows.
happen? No,
I
so-
don't know. So I didn't look too far into it, but from what his story is one of the traditions is that people go and do at the train tracks is apparently if you park your car on the train tracks and put it in neutral or even just leave it in park.
Why would you do white people?
Because I don't know if that's an active train track anymore.
I'm sorry, but that's some white people shit. You can bleep this out.
Bleep
if you
that
want to.
out.
Yeah, that. Jeez.
This is an all-inclusive podcast.
Jeez.
But yeah. If you park your car at these train tracks, apparently, and you pour like baby powder or some kind of residue on your car will start to move off the train tracks because the ghosts of the kids that were killed in the train tracks don't want what happened to them.
The kids was ashy? What they need?
No, so
baby powder?
I guess what happened was their school bus got stuck on the train tracks.
Yo,
So
what they need baby powder for?
So what it is the spirits of the children that lost their lives will push the car off the train tracks so that you don't get hit like they did. And when you go and look back, you can see handprints of the ghost children pushing your car. So the reason I know about this is because my friend went and did it, and he said that they could feel like pressure on the car. I don't know if they really moved much, but they were like and then they got scared, so they just drove off, and they went to like a gas station, and they looked, and there was handprints on their car.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I really don't like that.
And when I found this one on a forum too, and there was a bunch of people that made comments, and they all had like a similar story. Pretty crazy.
I mean, I respect it though.
Hey, it's pretty cool.
I will never go try to figure it out though. I'll never try to go figure it out.
No,
I know liking that it's there. Like I like knowing
it's cool.
that like
it's cool
the
to
spiritual world and like the other side is there.
I don't understand why people actively go search that stuff out.
Yeah, I don't because you playing with something different.
No, exactly. And so like there's this, like you said you believe in ghosts. Like
I believe in ghosts. I believe in spiritual.
Stuff. Yeah.
So I don't even want to say the word.
Yeah. So same. And like for me, my mom is born and raised in Puerto Rico, like born on the island, was there till she was like 21 or 22, and then she moved to mainland USA. So she grew up in the Caribbean. So there they have black magic and voodoo and witches and stuff like that. Like stuff.
You believe in magic?
Yeah, I believe in.
You believe in magic?
I don't know. Not in the sense
you
of
believe
like
in magicians, but you don't believe in magic.
I don't believe in the sense of magic, mainly like Harry Potter magic. We like you have a wand. And, I want it to be real because that'd be a cool aspect. I'm nerdy and I like those sci-fi
So y'all don't believe in witches and...
So I believe in that kind of thing. I think spiritual warfare and like enchantments and things you can do, like cursing people or casting spells where you're like...
So like Halloween
inviting... That not...
Facts.
Yeah, so no.
That's facts, right?
It's not what I said.
Halloween Town is facts. That's all
so that feeds into what I was saying. My mom, she grew up in a Caribbean island, so they have stuff like you would see in like Haiti or in like New Orleans, like voodoo and witches and stuff. So like, not that that's what she's like believing in, things like that, but she thinks it's real, that people do practice that, and it's something not to mess with. So one thing she always...
for sure.
Voodoo, exactly. Voodoo for sure. And it goes back to the same thing. Is that's more of me, like for me, it's like, yeah, it is magic, but it's more of like spiritual warfare where they are enticing and inviting in dark energy, which is where the magic comes in because they're kind of giving themselves to that, which helps them be powerful in a sense and get things that they want in the physical world. But there's always that back end of like whatever you got here, you got to pay back somewhere else, which goes into like when people talk about like Illuminati and stuff and selling your soul and things like that.
Now we're getting deep.
That's way different. But I believe in those things because it's in our culture. So like those things are stuff that you want to stay away from, and like you can't invite it in. And like there's been times in my life where I was very interested in that stuff, and then then you start like you start feeling like you're losing your energy almost, and like you start sensing things and you get closer to stuff and you're like, well, I wasn't hearing weird noises at night or feeling like someone's watching me before I start looking into all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Before, like you were saying, I would never go, why would I want to leave candy for... Why am I asking that girl to come see me?
I never get the people that like say like I never get people that say they love horror movies.
No.
I never get it.
No.
Because I'm like, bro, who likes being scared, one? Or like the gory ones? It's like, why is that fun?
Huh? Yeah, have you seen Terrifier? They just came out with the third one. Do not watch it. Have you seen it?
No.
It's literally
I've heard of it.
It's just gore. Like,
I've heard of it, and like I've seen like scenes on TikTok, but like I'm like, bro, why is that entertaining to y'all?
So going back to the Michael Myers thing, tying this in.
Goat.
Yeah, I think he's
Illinois
the goat.
rap.
That shit doesn't scare me. Like obviously they have jump scares and stuff like that, but like the difference between like haunted scary movies or like serial killer, not serial, I don't know if they're called serial killers, but like
it's a thriller. Yeah.
What would you call like Michael Myers and Jason stuff?
Those are like, but like those are like OG like horror
slasher movies.
Those
kind of like scary movies don't really scare me because that's just like, oh, there's a scary man in the movie. He's the one doing the killing.
Nah, Chucky used to scare
Chucky used to scare the crap out of me and my brother because
out of me.
Those came out like when we were super young or even before our time, and my dad would like know what the movie was, and we were little kids, and he would like put it on. We didn't know it was a scary movie, and then right when something scary would happen, he would jump scare us, and we were like, bro, now we're traumatized.
I got something that tops that. I'm sorry, Tiffany, but I gotta say it. My demonic ass sister had a Chucky doll.
Oh snap!
Had a Chucky doll.
Nah.
Sitting in her room.
Demonic as sister.
Because my uncle used to work at Blockbuster. So like whenever
props and stuff.
Dude, no. So whenever like I used to get dropped off and like he used to like babysit us for like a weekend or something. And like when he was at work, we just like sit at work because he was like the manager at Blockbuster. We just sit at Blockbuster. Just like watching movies, playing with all the props and stuff, and like he gets like all this stuff for the new movies. And so like Chucky came in, so he got a Chucky doll. He gave it to my sister, and so my sister used to have it. So I think they put it in the garage, and this is when we lived in Bolingbrook. They put it in the garage, and I remember one day we all were going grocery shopping with my mom, and I get in the car. I'm sitting in the car's warming up, and like everybody in the house knows I do not like Chucky. Like my mom tried to explain it to me when I get over. She's like, "Why are you scared of a doll? You can kick it." I'm like, "Do you see the way that thing is moving?
Yeah,
it moves like
so it was
20 miles an hour. Like it's running at you. Like no,
oh, in the movie,
like in the movie, Chucky is fast and
he's
hell.
Got like mini man strength.
Yeah, he's got like
little man strength. Yeah.
He's insane.
That is insane. He'll just like bite people and latch on.
He'll bite you. He'll do whatever he can to kill you. It's crazy. But yeah, so like the Chucky doll was in the garage and the car was warming up. All I remember is Chucky somehow flung himself on the windshield, and I cried.
No way.
I cried,
no way.
Brother. I'm pretty sure I peed myself. I'm not lying.
Did someone throw it at her? No. Like, did you ever
My sister threw it on the windshield.
Oh.
She was in the garage hiding, and she knew I was in the car. She tossed it.
Bruh.
She tossed it on the wheelchair, and like I'm like, I think I was like 8.
Dude, that's
like,
tragic.
So like, she threw it on the windshield. I just see Chucky just boom. I'm like, oh
hell no.
Bro, I was crying. I was crying.
My demonic. Is she older than you?
Yeah, me and my sister are like 7 years apart.
Damn, that's messed up.
Yeah.
My dad hit us with one thing like that too. This is the most.
My mom will say 6 years apart, but it's 7. She doesn't know how to count.
She knows what's up.
Yeah.
This is the most off the wall movie that I would not expect a scary scene in. Do you remember Pee Wee Herman?
Shut the fuck up,
dude! I promise you, it's literally like a 2-second clip. There's nothing. Look, I'll tell you.
Everybody, go back and watch Pee Wee Herman.
So,
please,
Pee Wee's Big Adventure at one part of the movie, and I only know this because
my dad. When the car starts talking.
No, it's not the car.
Oh.
My dad jump scared us with this too, and we were traumatized forever. I'll never watch the movie again.
Pee Wee Herman?
At one point, he's hitchhiking.
Yeah.
And he gets picked up by this lady.
JV found a clip.
Don't find a clip. That shit gives me goosebumps right now. He's getting picked up by some like trucker lady, and they're driving through the night, and she starts telling him another like folklore story, and it's about some person that hitchhikes, and they pick him up, and it's a scary person. Apparently, that person's name is Large Marge. So while she's telling him the story, she talks about what happens when you pick up Large Marge, and she's telling him that like
you picking him at
what? Oh yeah, Large Marge.
Large Marge.
So she's like, anyway, she's telling him like, and then you'll know it's Large Marge because she looks something like this, and she's like talking, and she turns, and it's one of those like from like The Mask where like the eyes and the tongue come out at one time, and go back in the face. Nothing like super crazy, but as a kid, I'm watching Pee Wee Herman, and all of a sudden this spooky story's coming on, and she does that to him. And I didn't know it was coming. And as soon as she did, my dad did that thing where you're like,
oh,
you think you got grabbed? Yeah, that fucked us up for years.
Yeah. I couldn't watch Beetlejuice for a long time.
Yeah, Beetlejuice is another one. It's a funny, scary movie, but
I can watch it now as an adult, but I couldn't.
Or like
not
Don't
watch
Look
it for
Under
a
the
long
Bed by that
Disney Channel.
That Disney Channel movie,
dude. When the black kid turns into like
and he gets the claws and stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah, that movie is crazy. That movie? I don't remember the premise of that movie.
It's about so this girl has an imaginary friend, and basically when you forget, if I'm right, please tell me if I'm right if you know what I'm talking about. But basically, if you forget your imaginary friend, he turns into the boogeyman.
Oh, like your boogeyman. That's a cool concept.
Yeah.
So she started. It's probably when they get older,
forgetting him. Yeah, and then he turned into the boogeyman, but like she saved him and. Yeah,
because it's the black kid, right?
Yeah, the black kid. But when he started turning to the boogeyman, like he started
scary.
like fangs growing out, and like the nails started.
He's like under the bed. Yeah.
Don't Look Under the Bed was a crazy.
So since we're on the movie topic, what is the scariest movie you've ever seen? Because going back for me again, and you can tell yours, but like I was saying, those slasher people, that's not scary to me. It's more like the haunted houses and things that's like spiritual.
Ooh,
what would you say the scariest movie you ever seen?
For me, it was Paranormal Activity.
Let's go. That's my answer too.
Watching it in theaters.
Yep.
Was crazy. I hated watching it in theaters, but I always wanted to. So, that was the only time I was like, I wanted to be. I don't know why. That was like the only time I wanted to be scared.
That movie.
Yeah, because like it like it's it's fake as hell. But
yeah, so
like,
most people will say like when they hear this, they're gonna be like, that movie's not that scary because you've seen it already, and then like,
yeah, but then you figure out it's not real. Like it's not real.
So that one scared the shit out of me because once again, that's a spiritual movie. Like that's demonic, and that's like an exorcism. You know what I'm saying? Or
I do realize like why I wanted to do that because in high school all the girls like to go to scary movies.
Oh yeah, so you're trying to hook up on somebody. So that's more of a what do you call that? Possession movie. So that shit scares me because I'm super Catholic and I believe in God, and so I believe in good and evil and God and the devil. You know what I'm saying? So like that shit was super scary for me. But like for my experience, the reason that movie was super scary was my parents were really strict when I was in high school, so I never got to do a lot of things. And when I did, I was like, okay, whatever I can do, let me go do it. So one time,
that's why you talk so much.
Yeah, one time a group of my friends were going to the movies, right? And I was like, can I go to the movies? My parents said yes. I didn't ask what movie we were going to see. I didn't know what it was. I just went. So we pull up.
That's your fault then.
Bruh.
You ain't do no research.
Free me.
It's your fault.
Yeah, no, this is why. This is what adds to the scariness. So first of all, we get there and they're like, we're seeing Paranormal Activity. I said, what the hell is that? The name itself didn't.
Are you stop,
dude? I hadn't seen a trailer. I didn't see a commercial. Nothing. I don't know how. It's the one
name
movie.
Paranormal Activity didn't activate your spidey senses.
I'm telling you, when I pulled up to the movies, my parents dropped us off, and my friends are there. I'm like, what ticket are we buying? They're like, Paranormal Activity. And I was like, well, I'm already here, and everyone else is going.
Is that a science movie?
What am I supposed to do in this situation? I'm like, what is that? They're like, scary. I'm like, yep, it's all adding up now. Dude, we went to this movie theater called AMC 30. It was an IMAX theater.
Oh.
So one, I've never seen a trailer. So now I know it's a scary movie, but I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah.
We're in the IMAX.
You're fucked.
This is the first movie of its kind. It's about a demon and a possession, and the whole movie is filmed on a video camera, a home recording. So the whole movie is
like a security camera.
A security camera. So the whole movie is silent. So not only is it scary, dude, but you're in the biggest room with the best surround sound ever.
And the movie, like, it jumps with, like, every jump scare, you feel it.
Yes.
Like, you feel it happen.
And a lot of the stuff, too, is since it's like a possession and like a spirit, a lot of it is just you're watching them sleep for like 2 straight minutes. Yeah. And it's just like, shit just starts shrinking or or it starts fast forwarding or you feel like so like when you're in IMAX, you can feel the shit shaking. You can feel like the from the blanket. Dude, it was the worst 2 hours of my fucking life. Worst 2 hours of my life, bro.
I forget which Paranormal Activity it was, but there was one like where she like flung him into the camera.
Oh yeah,
and, like,
it's 1 or 2.
It's 1 or 2, but like she flung him into the camera and it goes dark, and that was like the end of the movie. And like,
you think it's the end? That's the first. That's the first one.
Okay, but yeah, like so like it goes dark, and then it had to be the end of the movie.
It's
like,
the end of the movie.
Okay, so
because it's when everything picks up, and so he knocks the camera over.
Yeah, so like that happens, and then like at the end, it's like, oh, no one's ever found like Susie's body.
Yeah. So what happened?
Somebody in our theater goes, she's in here right now.
Everybody's like, that's the worst, bro. So what happened?
It was crazy.
At the end, she throws him into the camera, and then I guess she like snaps his neck or something because he's just laying there, and the camera's on the ground. You just see the corner of the room.
Yeah, she definitely.
And then she walks up to the camera and picks it up. And I don't know if she looks into it, but
she
whatever.
Into the camera.
But you could tell that the good guy didn't win in the end.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no one ever saw her ever again. You're like,
yeah, it said no one ever saw her ever again, or she took the baby.
Yeah, oh yeah, she took the baby. Like, if this wasn't traumatizing enough,
I gotta watch those again.
This topic was about scariest movies we've ever seen.
Yeah.
No, and the back end of the topic was sleeping with the lights on, because that's one movie that I went home and I was like,
I never slept with the lights on. I always put myself under the covers.
Oh, see, nothing helps. Nothing helps.
I always felt like if you don't get me, I'm already be under the covers.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna have to know you coming inside. Pause. Whoa.
Clip that.
Whoa.
Freeze. You getting clipped.
Whoa.
I can't save you, bro. And the cover's not gonna save you neither.
Wow. All right. That was for the plot, baby.
No diddy.
Jeez. Oh God, that's gonna get clipped.
Caught up. That's definitely getting clipped. What's the timestamp on that? So I'll have to look for it later. Go on, stamp that.
Oh my God.
But yeah, Paranormal Activity. I think Paranormal Activity was the scariest movie experience for me. But I want to say like the scariest movie I've ever seen that I think is like well put together.
One of the Exorcist movies.
So I've never seen those. It got to by the time I went to
you don't like Possession.
Yeah, so when I finally got to watch it was so outdated, and
I've only watched Scary Movie as soon as I got older.
Scary Movie made fun of it, so I already knew, and it kind of ruined it. But the scariest movie again for me is The Conjuring, and it's another possession movie.
Those are scary because those are actually based off real.
So that's based off real, and it kind of proves like the magic and the spiritual warfare that happens.
And I try not
to
see those movies.
You know, like Harry Potter and stuff with that magic, we've never been able to prove that. You have these events that happen, and people apparently possess.
That's the thing. Like,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like that shit scares me because obviously that shit really is going down.
If we have things that prove that, then there has to be something that proves the Harry Potter magic.
Just the multiverse, probably.
Not like the golden snitches and like, oh, there's a school for wizards. Like,
I don't know.
Wizardry.
Yeah, for me, it just goes back to like black magic witches and stuff like that. Like they are there, but it might not be
black.
Huh?
Why they gotta be
you
black?
on a roll today, brother?
I'm on a roll today. We standing up from roll rock people today.
Freeze! You're getting clipped again. But yeah, Conjuring. I think it was actually scary because once again, it's like the spiritual world, and that's another one that gets real silent. A lot of jump scares. A lot of that one scene where they're in the room and she's on the cupboard or whatever.
The Nun.
Did I ever see The Nun?
No. You don't need to. You don't need to.
Some movies that I've seen.
That's like a recent Conjuring one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Some movies that I've seen that are on like, if you look up like top best scary movies that people rate all the time, that I can't remember what they're about, but they're always rated high, is Insidious. I remember seeing that, but I can't really.
Do serial killer documentaries get you guys scared, or does it?
It just kind of warps my view on the world. That's what messed me up, because then I'm just like gloomy up for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'm gonna just stay in the crib. They're purging outside. Type shit.
I mean, facts.
Yeah. I just think it's crazy because I actually said this to Rachel the other day. What were we watching? Oh, have you seen the new Menendez Brothers documentary?
I've seen clips of it.
Yeah. So, long story short, all I was saying was obviously they killed some people and that's why they're on trial.
They killed their parents because
they killed their parents.
He abused them. Blah, 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 yeah.
So in one part we're watching, they had just killed their parents and they're just driving on the street like singing a song, like rejoicing because they're kind of free now, but like it's still kind of messed up. And I was like, isn't it weird that like people you pass down the street could have just went and killed their parents or something like that? Like,
dude,
that's what messes me up. You start thinking about that, like, who do I exchange money with at
You
McDonald's?
don't know who your neighbor is. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So.
Yeah, which is nuts.
Yeah.
We're getting real spooky this episode.
Real spooky.
Real spooky.
So what about you after Paranormal Activity? What do you think's the other scariest movie you've ever seen? You said
that I've ever seen? I don't... That's the thing. I don't like being scared. Like my
I won't go on my way to watch.
Like my shorty, she likes watching like serial killer documentaries. Yeah. I don't find those interesting. I don't find knowing people are weird like that.
True.
I really don't find it fun knowing that people out there are weird. Like I know that they're weird, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't need to be doing my research about it.
Knowing that someone likes to eat someone, or I don't.
No, going along with that, I used to listen to a lot of like. True crime podcasts.
Yeah.
And that's what got me into podcasting. I used to listen to a bunch of true crime podcasts. And I actually had one of my managers ride along with me one day, and he was like a super religious guy. So when I told him about that, he shut it down right away. But he told me one thing. He's like, the one thing you got to worry about is like that will literally reframe like your everyday mindset. Like if you're waking up every day and you're ingesting like negative stuff, he goes, you're going to have a negative outlook on life. And I stood there and I was like, yeah, because it goes back to the serial killer. I would be like stressed going to sleep at night, or like going to public events and being like, someone's going to come and shoot people, or like just every person I'd see, I'm like, what if that person's a serial? You know what I'm saying? So like, it got to the point where like I literally was just in my outlook on the world was so gloomy all the time, and I was like, I got to stop. So I don't really listen
that's
to
why
that stuff anymore.
I don't like Halloween. Cool, it's cool.
This time is cool. 1 month, but
like I love fall. Fall's my favorite season. Halloween's just like another like holiday that comes along with it, I guess.
For sure.
I've never been like a Halloween person.
Said we don't like inviting stuff in or like going out our way to, and then we did a whole spooky episode. Did a whole spooky episode talking about it.
But that's what happens when you work in the podcast world.
Yeah, entertainment business. This is show business, baby. But yeah, those are definitely the scariest ones. And then I guess what we had left is...
No, wait. I said The Exorcist.
Yeah.
You never seen Exorcist?
No, I've only seen like bits and pieces.
That's the thing too.
I kind of got the gist of it to where I was like, I don't need to watch this whole movie because I know.
I'll watch classics.
Yeah,
like I'll watch classics, but I won't watch like the. Like,
I'll watch the Halloween movies.
Stuff.
I really like those. I think the Michael Myers movies are done so
I also
well.
think slasher movies scare me too. Like I actually think slasher movies are scary.
Yeah, because they obviously set them up to be with like jump scares and like.
Yeah, like Jason.
See, I've never seen Jason.
Yeah, you gotta watch Friday
But
the
like
13th.
the new like.
Don't watch Friday the 13th when he goes to the hood.
Oh no! Or I won't watch
He
Leprechaun
literally
either.
punches a black man's face off.
Jesus Christ,
Bro, it's crazy.
Um,
I know it's weird that I said the black man, but like they made that whole movie about being in the ghetto. And it's
yeah,
weird.
I've seen the clips for that one.
Yeah, it's weird. Don't watch that one.
Yeah, so slashers.
You don't find slasher scary at all?
No, I definitely do.
Oh,
like,
okay.
like they definitely are. Like that movie.
Like Scream is not scary.
Yeah, Scream is not. Scream
scary.
is just a '90s thriller movie. You know what I'm saying? Like
It was
not
like
even
corny
like,
too.
Yeah, it's just straight like '90s movie.
Yeah. Scream was like the era where like the slasher movies turned into like every scene would be like a hot girl.
The Strangers
like,
was a really good one. Yeah, it was just like a not rom-com, but like a drama movie that they had someone that was killing.
It was like an MTV.
Yeah, like straight '90s MTV, like tailored to teenagers.
That was a crazy era too.
I think American Horror Story was a
What
great
You Did Last
show.
Summer, another MTV crazy movie.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah,
there's another one's just like that.
Swim Fan. Have you seen Swim Fan?
Dude, that movie was awesome.
That was sick. Have
That's
you seen
like a
Swim Fan?
psychological thriller, right?
Yeah, it's like so this girl,
it's like a stalker almost.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Swim Fan, you really should watch it. It's the girl from
I can't remember who's in that movie.
What's the dude from Clock Stoppers? I remember the Nickelodeon movie Clock Stoppers where he stopped the time with his watch.
Yeah.
Dude, I always wanted that watch. But anyways, back to the movie. But he's like a big swim guy. He's like a #1 swim guy. I don't know. I don't watch swimming. Whatever you call him.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah, he's like a #1 swim guy in the nation. I'm gonna call him swim guy for the rest of the episode.
Bro's a swimmer.
Swim guy. And so like this girl, he has a girlfriend. Top of his high school, blah blah. This girl comes into town, and I think she's like a toter or something, or like she just keeps like randomly bumping into this dude, and then like. You slowly find out through the movie. I don't want to give up the plot, but like
for the plot, give it up. Go on, son.
You have a point.
Is it today?
Nah, but like
Too late. Hand it here.
You slowly find out that like she's like obsessive with this
like
guy,
a stalker.
And she's like trying to like take over like his girlfriend's life, and she's like tries
that's
to
when
kill
like
her. Yeah, it's crazy.
There's like they have like social media, and then she starts abusing it.
Yeah.
And she was on Yik Yak's going crazy.
Yeah, she was on Yik Yak saying people had
one good '90s like thriller sci-fi kind of scary movie that's really good is The Faculty, and I won't get into too much of it. I think Elijah Wood's in it. It has to do with like
who's Elijah Wood? Seeing Lord of the Rings.
Frodo from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, but I won't talk too much about that. But so going kind of back off the Chucky story, one thing we kind of wanted to tell you guys is personal stories about like spooky things that have happened to us. Do you have? I don't know. We can kind of like piggyback off each other, or
I don't know. You have to go first.
Yeah, I'll go first, and if you think of anything else.
Yeah.
So, like I said, a lot of like scary things for me. I don't want to say spiritual, but like I don't know. I just feel like it's not so much as ghosts as like entities or like I don't know presences. But one of them that happened to me was I know I'm a thicker guy, but when I was in high school, I actually got pretty skinny.
Very thick.
Because I used to run a lot when I was like a junior. So every day after school, I would go run like 2 miles, and that was mainly what I did because my metabolism was great when you're going through puberty and shit like that. So I could just run and lose a bunch of weight. So I'd run every day. So it was about this time of year to where like if you don't get your run out when you get back home from school, and it's like already going to be like 4:15. You got about an hour and a half before the sun's going to start setting. And so you have a time window. You have to just knock it out when you get home. Well, this day I got home from school and I was being lazy. And I look outside, I'm like, oh, shit. Like, my run usually takes like 30 minutes. So if I don't start knocking it out now, it's going to get dark in the middle of my run, and I don't want to deal with that. So basically, I had to get this run out, and I'm running out of time. So the way my neighborhood's set up is we live on the main road right at the entrance of the neighborhood, like a block in. And since I'm on the main road, it's one of those like new build communities where there's just like subdivision next to subdivision next to subdivision for like 3 miles. So our subdivision, we have this main road in front of ours, so it was like an S, so it was like winding throughout our subdivision. And then when it ended, there was a next subdivision, but it was townhomes, and then the S went through that, and then that ended, and then it was like another subdivision of just like single family homes. So I ran down the S, and I got to where the townhomes were, and I usually would end right when that one end, and I'd be like a mile and a half in, and I would run it back, or like a mile in and run it back.
Yeah.
So I got to the dead end where it transitions to the next subdivision, and I'm turning back. When I turn back, I realize like, oh shit, I'm really running out of sunlight here. Like it's daylight's almost over, so I'm like, I gotta start really cooking.
Yeah.
And the one thing to add to the S winding road is there's only sidewalk on one part of the S or one side of the street, and then it would end, and I'd have to cross the street and run the rest of the route on the other side of the street. So I start on the side that does have sidewalk, and I'm running, and I'm getting halfway through like the subdivision of the townhomes, and all of a sudden I hear like because I have headphones in, so I'm just listening to my music, and all of a sudden really loudly I hear like a little kid pull up behind me on like either like a scooter or skateboard, and you can hear like and feel the vibrations on the ground of like every time his wheels hit the cracks of the sidewalk. So I'm like, oh, whatever. So I'm like running, and then I feel like the noise just keeps getting louder. I'm like, this is weird that this is getting louder because I have music on. So I start picking up the pace. I'm picking up, and I start noticing every time I pick up the pace, the sensation and the noise picks up with me. So I'm like, bro, what the hell? And I'm like, but I'm not going to turn around because it's probably a little kid messing with me or something. Just keep running. So I run faster and faster, and this shit is cooking with me. I'm like, oh fuck, bro. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, right? So it's getting to the point where like the sidewalk's gonna end, and I'm gonna have to cross the street. So at this point I'm like running as hard as I can, and I'm freaking out. And I go to cross the street, and the sound stops, and I get across the street again, and the sound's gone. So I take my headphones on, I turn around, and there's no one outside at all. And this is a busy street. It's a main road. So usually there's cars everywhere, people everywhere. And I realized while this is going on, like I never looked back. There was all this sound and all this like commotion behind me. And when I crossed the street and turned around, there was absolutely nobody outside. And I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And it was like about to be dark, and I literally just sprinted all the way home and just like sat on my bed the rest of the night. Was like, what the fuck did I just experience?
You should stay away from me.
Yeah, so I was like, that was very, very weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything like that's ever happened to you.
I don't think so. I can't recall anything spooky that happens to me.
No.
I don't go looking for it.
Yeah, no. I didn't go look for that.
I don't go looking for it. I just can't go looking for it.
I think that was one of the craziest, like, I don't know, because I obviously don't know what it was. I don't know if it was my mind playing tricks on me. I don't know if it was.
It could have just been
thinking,
your heavy ass thudding around.
Yeah, get my breath.
It could have been that.
So who knows? But I shall never find out.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. The only other crazy thing that's ever happened to me, like spooky, is like sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I have had that happen.
Yeah. You want to tell your sleep paralysis situation?
Mine is usually I just wake up and I just can't move. I just don't like the sensation of not being able to move. I've never had like the ones where people were like someone was standing over me and staring at me. I've never had that.
So mine got pretty spooky because I've told this on a different podcast before, but I believe the same thing you do. Like, don't go looking for things. And this is one point in time. I was in college. It was around the same time, like the same years as like the purge thing was going on. But I was just in like a really like bad headspace and just like at a point where like I just didn't care about anything, didn't care about like hurting people or like treating people badly or like, and I wasn't like going on my way being like a dick to people. I would just like, if I do this thing and it doesn't benefit you or negatively affects you, like it's kind of just like whatever.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. So I was like partying a lot and doing all kinds of crazy shit, and I just felt like the spiritual side of me that I kind of like matured and realized now is like, even if you're not looking for bad things, if you're being a bad person, I think that affects like your personal energy and like your vibrations and things like that. Yeah. And I think my like personal energy and vibrations were so low that like if there were things looking like negative energy, looking for like a host, essentially, I was a great person to attach to or something that like that person is. For me, it's like if you are essentially acting evil, like you're evil incarnate, like you are evil. So like I feel like my vibrations are so low that anything negative around me that wanted to attach to something, I was a great person to attach to. So like started having weird dreams, started like having nightmares that seem like very real, waking up with like scratches on me and shit like that look like I don't know, claw marks or something, like three scratches. And it got to a point where like I lived in like a rental property with two of my friends. And I lived in like an upstairs room. It was almost like an upstairs apartment. I had my own room. I had my own full bathroom. So
Yeah.
like when I was up there, I had my own doorwell to my stairwell. That when I was up there, I closed the door. It was like my own little apartment. No one knew what I was doing. I was detached from everyone else. So it got to a point where I would literally come home and just be like, lock myself in my room. And it got to a point where like I was just so like in a weird spot that like I felt uncomfortable in my own space. Like it always felt like I was being watched. It felt like there was always like something else there, kind of like thing. I'm like, just weird. Like if you knew like the Ashton Hall, whatever. Like if you knew like there was a ghost in your dorm, and you're like, you're always looking over your shoulder, and you could feel it. Like you go to sleep, it takes you forever to fall asleep, type shit. And you're like, everything just feels off. I would take a shower and like close the curtain, and you're like, you feel like you're in a scary movie. And you're like checking behind the curtain, type shit. Like your mind's just playing tricks on you all the time. And I was like, bruh. And it got to the point where like I had 2 bouts of sleep paralysis.
Ooh,
but they were like, they were very intense, dude. And they came with dreams. And the first one I remember, I had like a middle of the day class, and I was living off campus, and so I did like my morning classes, and then I had a break from like 1 to 4, and then I had night class. So when I came back from like 1 to 4, I took like a nap. So when I took a nap, the sun was still coming through the blinds of my room, and I fall asleep, right? And I remember having this dream, and I was back in my childhood home. And I lived in an attic just like I was then at my childhood home. And I had this doorwell that went to stairs that went up to my room upstairs, like a little apartment. And I remember seeing, like, in my dream, my sister was in it, and she's younger than me. So we were kids in the dream. And I opened the door, and she was standing at the top of the steps, and she, like, fell down the steps. And as she fell down the steps, it did that thing in scary movies where she's like breaking every bone of her body. So I like went to help her, and like in that moment, she's like kind of like distorted, and she starts like walking, even though her like bones are broken. And she's like coming towards me, and I'm like, holy shit. So I, like, open my eyes because like this dream is too scary. And all I could do was like, I'm laying sideways on my bed looking at the window where the light's coming in. So now I know I'm awake because now I know it's like 2 or 3 p.m. and I have to get up to go to night class. And all I can feel is like all this wind blowing on me. Like it feels like I'm in a vacuum. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I know that dream was scary, but like I'm awake now, but I can't move, and I just feel all this wind, right? And all of a sudden, like the wind like stops, and it feels like I'm kind of like pushed. And then I sit up, and I was like, well, that was fucked up, right? So you think that'd be enough to like scare my ass into...
That didn't scare you?
Do you think that would scare me into living a good life, right? So like this goes on for like probably like a month and a half, and it just keeps going. I'm still just being a piece of shit, and like I'm like, bro, what is going on here? So what like scared me straight was pause. I had another dream, bro, and this time the high school I went to used to be a boarding school. So one of the buildings that they used for wrestling was an old school dormitory, and it kind of looks like a college dorm. So I had go to sleep one night. And it's actually
the dormitory.
What's up? No. So this is the same time period after I had that scary dream I just told you about. So I'm back in my room, the upstairs room. I'm still in college. This is like a week or so later, and I fall asleep. And in my dream, I'm in that dormitory at my high school, and I'm walking up, and went to a Catholic school that's run by like monks. So the monks wear like the robe thing that you see, the brown thing like the old school monks would wear. Yeah. So I see like this kid in my dream that I went to high school with that like transferred out. So I'm like, why is this kid in my dream? I don't even really know this kid. And he's wearing that like robe. And he's like, I'm like following him through the dorms. And we get to like the top, and he like walks in the room around a corner. And when I walk around the corner, I'm awake in my room again. But this time it was at nighttime. So when I wake up, I'm in the same position again, but in my room is that freaking kid from my dream, and he's in the robe, bro, but he's like glowing like this like blue light, right? And as soon as I realize I'm awake and I can't move, the freaking wind shit starts again. I'm like, holy shit, but the blue kid's gone now. So I'm like,
the blue kid, he was blue?
He was just like glowing blue. He was like, it was like this little like mini like, it looked like a mini monk, and he's glowing blue, and he's like standing in the corner of my room.
We might need a new host,
bro. So I'm like, I'm freaking out now because I'm like,
a new host.
This wind vacuum happens again. This is where it starts to suck a lot. This is what scared me into a good person. I hear this demonic voice, and I'm just staring in this corner of my room, just all this wind, and it says, "Everything you ever learned about me, or ever told about me, is true." And that's all it said. And then the wind stopped, and I sat up in my bed, and I was like, nope. Right. I was like, nope. I'm going to church, bro. I'm over this. Yeah.
I need a new host.
So be a good person, kids, and don't go looking for scary things.
This man got shit attached to him. This shit is crazy.
I think I broke it. So dude, for like a week later, I would walk into my room. I'm like, this is my house. no one's gonna enter my house. They're like, you must leave me alone. You will not prisoner. You will not make me a prisoner. You will not make me a prisoner in my house. And then I stopped being a piece of shit, and it's just been cool. But yeah, that's probably the scariest thing that's ever happened.
I hope so. Nothing scary has happened to me because I live a great life and I try not to be a bad person.
Or look for it.
Or I really don't look for it. I really don't.
The only other thing scary that's happened to me that nothing really came of it was going back to like being Hispanic and having. Well, I never really talked about this, but being Hispanic, we have a lot of like superstitions and
y'all got a lot.
All kinds of superstitions. My mom has a bunch from Puerto Rico too about like different holidays and things like that. But one that I learned over time is like certain things have like energy and like different, I guess, energy, or like you could give them energy, or the different aspects that are different inanimate objects that you respect and you don't disrespect them. And one, I don't know how many cultures believe in this, but there's a lot of people that believe like mirrors can be like portals or like stargates.
It's like you ever seen Poltergeist?
Yeah, it's like that with a TV screen. So like mirrors can be, and sorry to scare anybody, and I hope this doesn't ruin your day after this, but that they could be like entrance to somewhere else. And when I used to live in Downers Grove, that first apartment when they went to Midwestern, we used to have one of those mirrors that like every girl has on their door. It's just a long mirror that you just hang on your door. And the way my room was set up, we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. And it was my bed, it faced the wall, and there was my door that went into the living room. And to the right of where I laid was, we had 2 walk-in closets that face each other. So if I'm laying on my bed on my right side looking at the 2 closets, they create a little hallway that goes from my bed to the bathroom, and then there's a door. So if I'm laying on my bed, I can look down this little hallway and see the door, and that's where the mirror hung. So as soon as we moved into this apartment and we put this mirror up, I didn't notice at first, but I couldn't fall asleep at night, and I would get like really anxious, and I would like, my mind would always race, and I just felt like uncomfortable, and I just couldn't fall asleep. And Rachel never knew this, but like I couldn't sleep. I'm like, dude, what the hell is the matter? And then it took me a while, and I realized that every time I laid down, I was facing this fucking mirror. And I was like, dude, this mirror stresses me out. This mirror stresses me out. This mirror stresses me out. And I was like, bro, now you're just overthinking it, and you're giving your reason why you're not falling asleep at night. So I was like, try to like stop staying up late and do things. And every time I'd go to sleep and I would lay down my way, and I know, like, even though I'm not looking at it outside of my, like, my eyelids, I'm like, dude, I just feel like this negative freaking energy because of this freaking mirror. So the one thing that changed my mind about this was a few months into moving there, we ended up getting Frankie, our French Bulldog puppy, and he used to sleep in his crate, and then after a while he didn't want to, so he would sleep on the couch, but he was a puppy, training him, so Rachel's like, he needs to sleep in the bed because I don't know what he's doing out there. We put him in the bed, and the first like 4 nights he laid in the bed, he wouldn't sleep, and he would stand right by where I'm at, and he would face down the hallway at the mirror, and he would growl and bark the whole time, and he was restless, and he wouldn't sleep. And I was like, motherfucker, it's not just me. And we took the mirror off, and then everyone slept fine, and Frankie never did it ever again. That was probably the only other weird thing that's ever happened to me.
I got applications for your co-host if
someone come get
anybody wants to apply, because this man,
there's a lot. That's probably it, though.
Yeah.
That's about all I got.
You got, yeah. This is why you wanted a Halloween episode. You had to get this off your chest,
season.
huh?
I had to tell somebody.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing scary?
I don't. I really don't. I'm not being funny.
That's literally all I have, and that's just those 3 instances. But
I don't think I have anything scary besides people trying to scare me or like haunted houses.
Yeah, we were at Louisville last week. Rachel's little sister was trying to go to a haunted house, and she's like, "You guys want to come?" I'm like, bro, I'm not paying $40
to get scared,
to be scared.
I'm not doing that.
She was like, "They're not scary." I'm like, "If they weren't scary, you wouldn't go."
First off, you jump out at me,
Django time.
I'm gonna have to hit you, and then who got to pay for it? Me.
It ain't gonna be me.
I'm not doing that. So, shout out to y'all who like Halloween, but
you guys like spooky things. Hope you guys tune into this. If you have spooky stories you want to share with us, just so we have the knowledge of, I'm not sure if we will share much after this episode.
Yeah, I'm not trying to turn into like
we're not going to be a
podcast,
paranormal podcast, but use the fan mail hyperlink. Send us some stuff. DM us if you have stuff that you want us to know. I'm sure we can put it on next year's spooky season episode. But yeah, that's spooky season with the boys.
And I promise the next one I won't have any more spooky
I won't have any
ones.
more stories unless something crazy decides to happen.
It's not happening.
I think I pray too much for it to happen.
The Christmas episode, holla at your
Hey,
boy.
Christmas.
Because, I got the Christmas story.
Christmas is going to be a good episode.
That one time when my mom threw a tree at me because I said I didn't like my gift. Wait for that one.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ungrateful.
Yeah. Just wait for that one.
But yeah, we're going to get into our For the Rotations and we'll wrap up spooky season.
Get it.
Go ahead, brother.
What we got? Actually, mine is it's not on streaming. It's on YouTube. But Lil Yachty's been on this run for like the last few days where he's been dropping music videos. And it's not on streaming. But there's one called "We Ball Forever."
Ooh, is it just him?
Yeah, it's just him. He's been on his old solo dolo thing since the Concrete Boys have been
Concrete
doing some things. But yeah, that is on there. Another little tidbit is Camo and Caribou. They're also from the Concrete Boys, but there's one called Hit Diff. That's a good one. And then my last one is the Kid Leroy, who's been on an amazing streak since he started dating Tate McRae. But he's got one called
Bro's winning.
Aperol Spritz. Banger.
Ooh.
Banger.
I know the girls love those.
Yeah.
I did all spooky theme songs.
Huh.
They're not really spooky, but
The
first
Monster
one
Mash
is-
looking at.
Yeah, first one is Kodak Black, Halloween, of course. Second one is Ghetto Boys, Mine's Playing Tricks on Me. Probably
Why is
one
that
of
a
the most.
spooky one?
What's up?
Why is that a spooky one?
The whole song's about like literally, obviously, Mine's Playing Tricks on Me, but like being anxious, thinking people are following you. One of them, this dude.
You know what? Damn, I gotta look at it. I'm not gonna get it while
Looking
we're on
over
the podcast.
your shoulder type thing.
There's a creepy song, a rap song, but I'm not gonna get it right now.
Oh, so the other one I have is Immortal Technique, Dance with the Devil, which I think is the craziest. It's not scary, like spooky scary, but like it's a mind fuck. I don't know if you ever heard it, but it's like a 4 or 5 minute song and it tells a whole story and there's a crazy ending. So if you like storytelling songs, Immortal Technique, Dance with the Devil has one of the scariest instrumentals ever. Actually, the Ghetto Boys one I said is if you ever heard the song Transporting by Kodak Black, that's the instrumental from Mine's Playing Tricks on Me by Ghetto Boys. And then why not Time Bomb Taxi, Bang Bang, shout out Raj. That's his bad song. I know we shot it out last time, but yeah, go stream that, run that up.
Facts.
Other than that, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. We'll be back.
Stay spooky.
Manny's gonna stop traveling.
Yeah,
so
we're
be
done
back.
with all the travel. So now we
Come
can
to the show November 9th.
Yeah.
We got tickets on sale for $40.
Please DM us.
Please DM us if you
Yeah.
want tickets.
We have physical tickets,
We have
so-
physical tickets we have to sell.
Yeah.
You can get your tickets online, but there's going to be service fees and all
Cheaper
that
through
other
us.
good stuff. So it's cheaper through us. But
He's got
hope to
music
see you
on the
all
way.
on November 9th.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time. Me, Waka Flocka, Gorilla Zoe, and a couple other artists. So yeah, come on out. We're
And
gonna
make
have a
sure
good
you
time.
keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Once again, if you visit our Instagram, the number 4, theplot.pod, you can see our link tree there. You can have our links.
Stream Don't Poke the Bear. New music coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
outta
Yeah.
here.
Show us some love. Fan mail. That's it.
That's for the plot.
It's all for the plot, baby. We love y'all.
It's all for the plot.